Hey everybody, we're back and I want to talk about this Green Lantern comic that's coming to the DC platform right away, you guys. Now let's go over this because it's coming tomorrow and this is a very, very nice comic. And in my opinion, I think you should go for it because I'm definitely going to go for it. It's a very important comic in the real world. And I want to give you a little bit of background about it, about the character, his importance for specifically with Black History Month. This is a very nice comic and it has some really good in real world value. So it's a really nice one to go for on the DC platform. So if you do like it, I want to know, you got to let me know if you're going to be going for this. Please let me know for sure, because I think it's a decent one to go for on the DC platform. So here it is right here. It's Green Lantern 87. We'll just jump right into this. Okay, it's John Stewart, the first appearance, okay, which is really cool. He's like another Green Lantern, which is great. 1970 or so, 1971. That's about the time period of this comic. And like I said, he's not the first Black superhero on DC. And I will actually show you a good selection of the superheroes, the Black superheroes that came along around his time and before. But he is probably the most famous early one, right? And that's what kind of makes this one bigger than some of the others. If you head over, and by the way, there's only 5,000 of these ones, I believe. So it's going to be another one of those scarce DC drops again that we always get on the platform, which is cool. So, it's definitely one that I'll go for. I don't go for all the comics there, but I go for certain ones that I really like. Now, here is the actual Go Collect of this particular comic right here. So you can see right here, now I don't have a full account, so you can't see the 9.8 price, but there's about 34 graded. So, there's an okay amount of 9.8s, but look at the 9.6, a fair market value of about $3,400. So it's a decent comic. Like I said, it is not a junker comic. It is a good one. It's definitely one that I think, would be fun to have. I don't know how much it's going to be worth on DC. You'll probably get the common for about $10 or something like that, afterwards, probably somewhere around retail, which is totally fine by me. Like this is long term, but you could get up to that legendary, or even you could get up to that epic, right? Which is pretty cool. And if you can actually see the rarities right here, they're all down here. There you go. The common, the uncommon, the rare, the epic, the legendary, same as normal. But look at the uncommon. We can check it out because it's the fun one to look at because it has all the beat up stuff on it. Look, there's some tape up here, and there's some big splats right here and the big rip and stuff like that, and some discoloration. It's actually pretty fun. It looks like a comic that you'd actually, would have gotten read, for sure. So it's actually pretty fun, right? So you can see the graded values. There's about 60 at a 9.6 that are graded. 124 to 9.2. It's about $1,200. So it's pretty good. There's a decent amount of them, but this actually has decent value. So if you switch over to eBay, for example, because, we're just trying to get a sense of what it's worth in the real world. This just doesn't mean what it's going to be worth on the DC platform. But if you look at a 9.0 right here, this one sold on February the 7th. So like yesterday, okay, this is a 9.0. Check this out right here. And this might have something to do with the announcement of this drop on the DC platform. This could be a DC person, a back cowl holder that bought this, because this one sold for about 1,200 US at a 9.0 yesterday on eBay. And you can see it looks really nice right there. It's a classic comic. If you like the Green Arrow and the Green Lantern and that whole thing, then, you're definitely going to like this one for sure. Now, let's just really quickly talk about who John Stewart is, okay? So he's one of the characters known as the Green Lantern. This is just on Wikipedia. You can go check it out yourself. He's a superhero appearing in DC Comics and was the second African-American superhero to appear in DC Comics. Now, that's not exactly fully accurate. There's plenty that came along before him, but he's kind of the most famous, right? And around 1971 to 1972, right? And this is a little interesting thing right here. John Stewart debuted in Green Lantern 87 when artist Neil Adams came up with the idea of a substitute Green Lantern. The decision to make this character African-American descent resulted from a conversation between Adams and editor Julius Schwartz, in which Adams recounts saying that we have given the racial makeup of the world's population, we ought to have a Black Green Lantern, not because we're liberals or anything. It just makes sense. And it does. And that's the cool thing about the Lantern Corps and all that, is that there's lots of different kind of like species and people and races. It's really inclusive. And that's what I love. A lot of people love about the whole Lantern story, which is really cool. Now, I will put like this, there's another article right here. This is actually on the DC site. Now, check out this article. This is pretty cool. And I'll tweet this out for you guys. But 13 Black superheroes before Black Lightning. So Black Lightning was kind of considered, one of the first, right? And he actually came a little bit after. But check this out. Ralph Jackson right here in World's Finest Comics, 1945, okay? And then like Jackie Johnson in Army of War. These are kind of war ones right here. And then, of course, we had Molo the Sea Devil. You can see him over there. That's pretty cool. That's 1965. Okay, and then we have Rupert, 1967, okay, in the showcase, and then we have like August Durant in the Secret Six, 1968, right? And then we have Mal Duncan. Look at that beautiful outfit right there. Teen Titans in 1970, right? That's pretty cool. And then Flipper Dipper in 1970 as well. You can see him over there. That's pretty funny, right? Pretty cool. And then we got Vicken right here from Forever People, 1971. We're coming up to the character for John Stewart here in a second. We got Black Racer in 1971. You can see him right there. So, they're trying different things. And then here we go, John Stewart, 1971, and who I think is pretty much, the most like famous, of course, from that era for sure right here. So anyway, I wanted to give you a little bit of thoughts about that. I'm going to be going after this one. Let me know if you guys are as well. Should be pretty fun.